Welcome to Fwea-Go Logic, man. Express your creative intellect. Y'all, Fwea-Go back with another Fwea-Go Logic episode, and today we gonna be talking about this channel EQ and how to use it. So as you see here, we have our channel 1, and if you look here, we do see EQ. The easiest way to pull it up is to just click it. But another way you can pull it up is actually hitting audio effects right here, going down to where it says EQ, and then we have a couple different options. Today we're talking about the channel EQ, so we'll click that and it'll pop up like this. But again, the easiest way to pull that up is to literally just click the box that says EQ on the channel. All right, so let me start off by saying that the range of human hearing is actually between 20 hertz and 20,000 hertz. So if we see here on our frequency spectrum, the lowest frequency is 20 and the highest we have is 20K or 20,000. Now on our channel EQ, we do have a couple visual tools here. So here we have our low cut, we have our high cut, we have our low shelf filter, our high shelf filter, and then in between we have a couple different parametric EQs or parametric filters, I should say. All right, so generally your rough, heavy, muffled sounding frequencies are on this side of the frequency spectrum, whereas your airy, your light, your featherweight frequencies are on the higher end of the spectrum. All right. So generally, you want to use your EQ to manipulate frequencies to your personal preference. Generally, I would use like my high cut frequency to go ahead and roll off the higher end frequencies for more like the bass sounds, or like my drums. Like if I want like a heavier muffled type of drum sound, I'd roll off some of my higher frequencies. And sometimes, like if I have ad libs on vocals, or even sometimes on my delays, like if I want like a delay to fade out on like the lighter tip, I'll use my low cut and roll off some of the frequencies here. Okay. So as you see down here, we do have a couple different options we can mess with. So again, right here on the top bar, we have our frequencies and where the band is currently affecting. So here I have my low cut frequency affecting 49.4 hertz. We have our bandwidth. The bandwidth affects the range as to how much of the frequency is being affected, or the range of frequencies being affected at that frequency. And then in between, in the middle, we have our gain, or our slope of the actual frequency. All right. So let's go ahead and pull up an example. We'll use one of our Apple loops. I think I was messing with this one, so we'll just drag this on. You literally could drag it on the first track. It's cool. I kind of like to, I don't know. All right, so we have our first sound here, right? Obviously we have no plugins currently, so we're gonna go ahead and manipulate that to see the different sounds we get. So initially our sound sounds like this. All right, so what I'm gonna do is actually create another channel. We're gonna go to All right. Matter of fact, let me actually low pass, high pass. All right. So I labeled the two tracks based off of the filters I plan on adding. Usually you'll see HPF or LPF, again, high pass filter or low pass filter. So again, what that means is on this track, on track number 2, we're going to go ahead and add our high pass filter. So if I open up an EQ on this channel, when we're passing the highs, we're cutting the lows. All right. So high pass and low cut are pretty much the same. Low pass and high cut are pretty much the same. All right. They're inverse to each other. So again, we have our high pass, aka low cut. So we're cutting the lows. I'll go ahead and maneuver the EQ, cutting some of the lower end frequencies. And then on this channel, I'll go ahead and pass the lows or cut some of the high frequencies. So I'll open up an EQ on this channel. And again, cutting the highs, passing more of the lows. All right, so if we go ahead and play this, let me just go ahead one more time. I'm gonna drag that up so you can hear what this sounded like. All right. So now on our high pass channel or our low cut channel, that's what it will sound like. So when our EQ is cutting low end frequencies, you can hear that the sound got a little lighter than the original. All right. Let me actually, this might be better. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna actually play the original and have it go into the EQ'd channel. Let me just make sure that my channel EQ is even here. It's cutting off a little bit of highs. I'll just turn that off. All right, so here, here our EQ is basically zeroed out. So we're not cutting or boosting any frequencies right now. It's just, just showing y'all that it's on. So again, it's gonna go from the original sound to our high pass filter sounded loop. All right, so again, that's how it sounds once we cut the low end frequencies. Now, what we're going to do is cut the higher ended frequencies. Again, passing the low frequencies. So you can hear the difference here compared to the first one. So you hear that this channel, we have more of like a low rumble sounding effect. And again, that's because we cut off the higher ended frequencies. We cut off like all the air, all the lighter sounds on this track. All right. So let me just play the 2, muting the original. All right, and that's pretty much what an EQ can do. Literally, all you're doing is manipulating frequencies of the audio on specific tracks, and Yeah, I mean, obviously it goes more in depth. This is more just like an intro example. But yeah, if you have any further questions, please don't hesitate to reach out. If I didn't explain something in depth, just let me know. I'll do another video if necessary. And again, along the way, I'll be doing other examples where I will be putting up an EQ, and manipulating certain sounds using the EQ. But yeah, I do want to say appreciate you for tuning in to this episode of Fwea-Go Logic. Um, Again, stay blessed, stay true. You feel me? Have a blessed day. Let's get it. Bit. Stay up, stay blessed, and keep creating. Bit.